welcome back to another episode where we just get to learn so much about the amazing, amazing people speaking on the TEDx Lake Mary stage on November 16th at the Ritz Theater in Sanford, Florida. Today we have Oliver with us today. Oliver, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Oh, we're so excited because this is such a fun, I think, version of the topic that you're going to be talking about when it comes to obviously everything that you know, because you just have such an interesting life experience. Like, I know all our entire group, like when we were looking through your application, we're like, this is insane. Like, we've never seen this in a person before. So we're so thrilled to have you on the stage. Why don't you kick us off and, of course, tell us just a little bit about you and what you do?
So I'm Oliver Starr, commonly known as Oliver the Wolf Guy. I have spent most of the last 40 years of my life studying, working with, and actually living with a pack of wolves. And I'm excited to teach the world the truth about wolves.
Yeah, so share a little bit. You've written a few books about this as well, so this is something you're very passionate about. Obviously, I'm not an outdoors person or an animal person, so I didn't know this was something that you could do at all. So I'd love some education.
Well, I mean, not the average person doesn't live with wolves, other than in a sense that all domestic dogs are very closely related to wolves. My book is called The Wolf Lover's Guide to Raising Dogs, and it really is a book that the idea is to help your dog love you more and have a better life
Mm,
by understanding where those behaviors that dogs have come from and how to leverage my 40 years of working with the original version of the dog. Wolves are sort of the primordial dog that nature created. And so their behaviors are unvarnished. And everything that works well with wolves works even better with dogs. And so I want people to have the best life. I want dogs to stay with their original forever home. You know,
yeah,
I hate seeing dogs in shelters because of things that could be fixed if people only
right.
knew. And that's why I wrote my book. But I also, there's this whole thing about alpha that's so sort of aggressive and hard edged now, and it gives wolves a bad rap. And I want to do my part to fix it.
Can you share a little bit about, because that's a very common word nowadays, alpha being the alpha leader, alphas and alphas. I mean, I've heard that countless times throughout my entire life.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. So the thing is that all of that came from research with captive wolves, where it was observed that there was sort of this very aggressive, violent behavior that occurred until they sort of arrived at a pecking order where they called sort of the top wolf the alpha. And the problem was that these observations were not based on the natural world. And
Mm,
unfortunately, they informed a culture that assumed that this was the way that behavior should be. And
right.
that became adopted into popular culture. And it's just getting worse and worse as platforms have expanded the reach of individuals. Guys like Andrew Tate and Sneeko, young, impressionable young men are gravitating towards these flawed leadership models, and they're becoming not the best leaders they could be, but the most toxic leaders.
Mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've seen it all around. Like, obviously, I know those names very well, just given my age demographic and who I'm constantly around. And it's so interesting to hear that so much, I feel like so many animal studies are done on captive animals. So they think that's the natural way because, oh, it's easy, they're concentrated right here, but that's not how they live. So, of course, how they show up, just like if you and I were stuck in captivity, we would not have the same behavioral that we do on a day-to-day schedule.
No, it's totally true. I mean, really, it's just prison rules, right?
Mm,
It's prison rules. I mean, you see in prison, the biggest bullies end up, on top, and it's the same thing. I mean, wolves and humans are very similar. Wolf packs are really families.
yeah,
And they're very, very tribal. In fact, the only thing that kills more wolves than wolf on wolf conflict, and these are different packs vying for
right.
resources and territory, are humans hunting them, right? And
Wow.
very much like primitive humans that were very tribal. I mean, we still are. We're very tribal, and
Right.
we kill each other over resources. But in the wild, the animals that we would call the alphas are really mom and dad, same as our
Right.
families. And
That's
there is no
yeah.
vying to be the top mom or the top dad. You are mom or dad by by, the benefit of having offspring. So.
No, yeah, it makes so much sense when you say it like that, because that's how we interact, and when we look at how animals and our behaviors and how they line up, that makes more sense when we just look at the different family dynamics that we have. But this is just so fascinating. I wish we could talk about this for at least a few more hours, but there's so many resources you have online. If anyone's interested in learning a little bit more about specifically your studies and your findings, and of course your book that people can get, I'm sure, like on Amazon and all the places that you can get books. So just switching topics just a little bit, tell me a little bit about your TEDx journey. How did you know that a TEDx talk was something you even wanted to do?
So I've been a member of the TED community for a very long time. I was a prominent journalist in tech right when TED was getting started. So I
Oh,
was in the TED and Singularity University circles already. So I could see how important it is if you really have an idea that you want to be embraced by a lot of people quickly, that giving a TEDx talk was really the platform to deliver the message. The credibility of getting onto a TEDx stage is it puts you in a very unique position of, it's highly competitive, as you know, from the number of applicants you received for your
yeah,
TEDx. And I just felt like that would be the best place to reach the audience that wanted to hear a new message with an idea we're spreading.
definitely. That's amazing. And I mean, tell me a little bit about your TEDx journey. So obviously now you know that you want to give a TEDx talk. How is the process with applying for stages? That's like really scary sometimes.
So I worked with an organization that helped me prep. So they
Awesome.
they understood and it's funny because Tanya Diamond, my coach with you guys, has actually worked with these. When I told them Tanya was my coach, they were like, "Oh, you're so lucky. She's amazing. We love Tanya. You got one in a million coach." But they walked me very carefully through the process. They really helped me prep. Is it okay if I mention that community? It's a really cool coaching and organizational community called Leader. Um, and there's no way I would have navigated this process the same way if I had not had their support. They
Yeah,
walked me through what these applications are like. They helped me understand what the reviewers are looking for. They helped me refine my thinking about my talk, even my 1 minute pitch video. I'm coachable. I like to say I'm
awesome.
easy to coach because I like to be coached. I want to learn.
Mm,
I care a lot less about being right and a lot more about being great.
great.
And so that was really, it helped me have a lot of confidence that my applications were going to be successful. And they told me that the average speaker who gets selected puts forth more than 100 applications.
Yeah.
And I heard back from you guys after 18.
Nice. There you go. That's amazing. Yeah, it's so interesting to hear how every speaker has their own journey when it comes to a TEDx stage. Like Marissa, who's also sharing the stage with you on November 16th, I think she said she did 200 or so applications. And then you have some of the younger ones, like this was their first application. You're at like 18. And it's so fascinating to hear because no TEDx journey is the same. And I think that's the biggest thing is when you're in that headspace of applying for stages, you think, oh, well, he did it in 18. I did 19. I'm never going to get a stage. But someone did 200, oh, I just only applied to one stage. I'll never get a TEDx stage. Someone got into one. So it's so different all the time and it's so great to hear. Well, I'd love to hear. So since being accepted, there's been a lot of information that I as an as a co-organizer have thrown your way, and you've done a few training calls already. So how do you feel kind of preparing and prepping up to go to November?
I'm really excited about it. I'm learning a lot already. The support you guys are providing and the coaching Tanya's been providing have already really helped reshape what I plan to do, and it's going to be better as a result. And I'll be a
Hmm.
better speaker going
Right.
forward, and a better, even as a professional journalist. There's always the opportunity to improve your craft,
Right.
and the way that the logic behind structuring talks this way and writing talks this way is new to me, but it's clear to me it will make me better at everything I do related to that part of my career.
Wow, we're so excited, and I heard a little bit about what your talk is going to be on the training calls, and I just like I know the audience is in for a real treat. So Oliver, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it. This has been really amazing, and I know everyone's going to be super excited to watch your talk on November or whenever it hits TEDx on the YouTube channel.
Thank you very much. Really
Of
appreciate it.
Of
opportunity.
course. And to everyone watching, we really appreciate you as well. If you have any interest in being in the audience on November 16th at the Ritz Theater in Sanford, Florida, you can go to TEDxLakeMary.com. Or if you're interested in being a sponsor or partner to TEDx Lake Mary, you can also go to our website, TEDxLakeMary.com. Thanks. Talk soon.